If you are watching this video, then I'm assuming that you are considering applying to grad school. And let me just be the first to say, stop. Consider what you're doing. Right now, you have a bunch of free time and all the free will you will ever enjoy. And as soon as you click accept to that letter that you get from the university, that free time is going to be yanked from you so fast you won't even be able to see it. The free will, however, will still be there, but something's going to click in your brain that turns a piece of that off and just makes you a servant to grad school. So let me be the first person to tell you, do not do it. You are still watching this video, which tells me that you are going to do it anyway and not heed my warning. So let's go ahead and move forward. I'm Meezy. I graduated from Berkeley MIDS this past spring of 2024, and it was quite the experience. So today I'm gonna answer a bunch of questions that I always get in my DMs and comments on older videos and things like that to help you guys who are still deciding if you want to go to grad school, specifically enter into the Berkeley MIDS program, decide if this is something for you. Just to give a little bit of my background, when I applied to Berkeley, I was a junior level software engineer at Microsoft. And when I graduated from Berkeley, I was a senior software engineer at Microsoft. So did the degree have any bearing on my actual job lineage? No. If I want to progress with my degree, then I have to take the steps to get more money or to get a different job, a different title. And the reason I say this is not to discourage you, but just to tell you that you have to put the degree to work even when you finish it. So it's not like you're automatically gonna get some type of salary increase or anything like that unless your company that you currently work at has that policy in place. So when you get the degree, make sure that you have a plan in place for how you want to use it. Did I have a plan for mine? Yes, but my plan changed throughout grad school. So that's why I'm still at the same company in a higher promoted position, but just not as a data scientist or a machine learning engineer. Honestly, I needed some time to recover from being in school, and I just did not feel like doing any types of interviews. So maybe next year that'll change, but as of right now, I really like the team that I work with. So I'm just happy to be done with grad school. All right, all disclosures are finished, so let's go ahead and move into the FAQ. Number one, when you research the Berkeley MIDS program, you will get a lot of information that tells you that this is a program made for working professionals, people that have families. You don't have to be fresh out of college. And what they mean by that is that they offer classes after 5 p.m. during the week and sometimes on Saturdays, depending on the course. It does not mean the amount of work or the quality of your work is allowed to drop just because you are a professional. There are people of all walks of life in the program. Like I had classmates that were well into their 50s. I had classmates that were fresh out of undergrad and just continuing on through mids. So there's a wide range of people there. Everybody has something to do. Everybody has a life outside of school. So the professors treat everybody just alike. Of course, you can talk to them. They're human. They'll understand when certain circumstances come up, but for the most part, they expect a lot out of you. This is Berkeley after all. This is mids, so there will be no time for slacking. You will have to dedicate at least 5 hours per class outside of class time to studying, prepping, or doing homework. And on the high end, I would say you'd have to dedicate 10 hours of time per week to prepping, studying, and doing homework. And then on the super high end, there's like 3 to 4 classes that are like this, but you would have to dedicate like 20 hours of time. And it says that in the syllabus, in the course description, so that you know when you sign up for this course what you are getting into. So the Berkeley MIDS program really requires a lot of your time, a lot of your energy, a lot of your effort. So if you are considering applying to the school, please keep this in mind. It's not just like easy and a program that you can skate through just because it's made for professionals. The second thing that I want to touch on is that you have to be present and participating. So attendance is part of your grade in almost every single class, and it typically is 10% of your grade. So you can't just be like, oh, I'll throw that 2-3% away. No, they take you down a whole letter grade if you're not there and you're not participating. Now, this is kind of annoying because I feel like if I'm the one paying the money, if I want to waste my money, I should be allowed to do that. Also, you have to have your camera on in every single class. And I do understand why they enforce this policy because Since this is an online program, the only way to foster connection is by seeing people and talking. If we went to class and it was just the instructor going on for an hour and a half, or maybe a few students raising their hand, we would probably hear the same people talking every single week, and we would never get to know each other. We would never mix and mingle. So I think that's one of the best ways that Berkeley fosters connection, and it really gives you some room to learn and grow and meet other people from other walks of life, or maybe even other industries that might have opinions in data science and machine learning that you never would have thought of, because maybe you're like me and you worked in technology the entire time. Like I had teammates that were doctors, or they worked in like nursing, or like they were just from all different walks of life. So it's nice to foster that connection. Sucks on those days when you really had a hard day at work and you don't want to go to class. But at the end of it, it really does make the MIDS experience a lot better than what it would be if everybody was just cameras off, never talking to each other. The next thing I want to touch on is that the program is made to be online, so it's very streamlined. All the software works really well together. All your instructors and professors are going to know how to use Canvas and all of those different software tools that they use to run the classes. So you will rarely have to worry about technical difficulties. A lot of the classes are done through Zoom, at least for the video part. So everything is really simple, easy to use, and very clearly explained on how to use it if you don't have experience with that specific technology. Okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room, which is the price of Berkeley MIDS. Berkeley MIDS is 2, 3, 4, and in my case, for some of the programs I was looking at, 9 times more expensive than other data science programs. But I will say you pay for what you get. So at Berkeley, you are gonna have really small class sizes, like between 15 to 20 people. So you're really gonna have that time to get to know your professor. There's live office hours offered, so you can go and meet other professors or TAs. And like I said, they make sure they foster that connection between students. I think one of the biggest perks that we get for the amount of money that we pay is this program that they have called MIDS for Life, which is once you graduate, you have access to all the course material. As we know, the world of AI is updating literally every single day. And so what I learned, honestly, even in spring of 2024, might not be relevant right now in December of 2024. So with MIDS for Life, I get to go in, see how the course has been updated, read up on it, study up on it myself, and keep myself up to date with the current trends in technology. While I'm not going to the classes and getting the instruction, at least having those course materials is super helpful. Additionally, I'll just say like the Berkeley name definitely does hold weight. I mean, you have a lot of technical pioneers that came out of that school. So with the name, on top of MIDS for Life and a lot of other perks you get from going to Berkeley. So I have friends and colleagues that have done like the Georgia Tech program or some other data science programs at other universities. And when I talk to them about their experiences in school and things like that, I can tell that Berkeley has the most rigorous academic coursework, and that they really just expect a lot from us. There are many programs where doing more than 10 hours of work per week outside of class is like unheard of. And so it really depends on what you want to get out of it. I think also Berkeley offers a lot of technical classes that maybe some grad school programs don't offer. So you want to really make sure you're looking at the courses that are offered to you before you make your decision on if you want to make this very large investment. Okay, and that being said, one thing about the Berkeley experience that I did not love is how much group work there is. Every single class that you take will require you to do group work, and you'll have to do it outside of class. And so you'll have to get together with your teammates and sync up all your schedules and find a time that works and do group work on top of the homework that you already have every single week and the prep that you have to, like, it's a lot. And I was very surprised by that. I didn't expect there to be group work in a grad school program that was aimed at professionals, but I already busted that myth as number one. And it can get a little hectic because it is an online program, so you can have people that are in all different time zones. You could even have people that live in different countries and continents. So it can get a little shaky, and my best advice there is just to speak up when groups are being chosen or created and be like, okay, I want to be in a group with mostly people who are on the East Coast or mostly people who are in the Central Time Zone, because that can become a serious source of stress. It was for me. Because I was just super busy in grad school. I was juggling And a lot of the balls that I was juggling were glass and not rubber, so that really kind of didn't mesh well with me being in grad school and having to be on other people's schedules. So definitely keep that one in mind. And when I say every single class, I mean every single class. Every single class will end with a group project. The pro is that you don't have to do a project on your own and you have people that you can talk with and you can really make something way better because it's not just you. The con is syncing up those schedules and getting to be on the same page as everybody. So be prepared for that. And then the last thing that I would like to reiterate is that this is not a chill program whatsoever. The instructors and the professors work really hard on the content of the classes. They work really hard to read the reviews of the classes mid-semester, at the end of the semester, to make sure that the class is valuable and challenging without feeling like you could never succeed in the class. They do a lot of work to keep the courses up to date and then just make sure that they're a good experience for the students. And so they expect the students to put in that same amount of effort. That being said, if you are somebody who has some technical background like I did, I had a computer science degree before I worked at Microsoft and all of that, and then, work at Microsoft as a software engineer, and I go to Berkeley, I have some level of technical aptitude. I think you still won't be able to skate by because there are some classes that will really surprise you. But at the same time, you get out of the program what you put into it. So if you put in the bare minimum amount of effort that you need to pass your classes, it's gonna feel like you didn't get much out of the program because you did the bare minimum to get by. And by all means, if that's what you need to get the degree because that's what you need to get your goal, I 100% get it. But I'm just telling you that your experience may differ based on the level of effort you put in. And then I think one important thing that everybody needs to know is that you do have a time limit on how long you can take to finish these classes. You have 36 months. I found out that that is not normal, it's not typical. So just know that you will basically need to be in school like consistently. Don't plan to like take summers off or like maybe your winter semester off. Like, you could take a couple of semesters off, but you have to submit an appeal and go through this whole process just to let them know that you're not gonna be in classes and stuff and why and when you plan to come back and all of that. So it's not super tedious, but it is something that you have to do, and it's something that I wasn't aware of going to grad school, because if you decided to take some time off in undergrad, so be it. You just didn't go back for the semester. It is what it is. You come back later. But they put us on a strict time limit, and those semesters that you take off count toward that time limit. So if you take 6 months off, well, you got 30 months to finish this, so you got to get out. Now, I don't know what happens if you don't finish it in the time limit. I'm sure they have a serious discussion with you, but thankfully I didn't get that far. Well, that is everything that I have to say about the Berkeley MIDS program. If you have more questions, leave them in the comment section. If you DM them to me, I love that. I know some of y'all are shy, but I love to answer in the comments because I can help almost anybody, right? Somebody can just read that if they have the same question and get more information. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.